HarperCollins presents Nobody Puts Romcoms in the Corner by Kathryn Freeman. Read by Beth Chalmers. Prologue. Sunday morning, and Sally was singing in the shower when she heard her phone ring in the next-door bedroom. Leave it. This is you time. But what if it's important? How can you relax not knowing? With a silent curse, she turned off the water and wrapped herself in a big pink towel. Trailing wet footprints across the wooden floor, she padded over to her bedside table to retrieve her phone. The number wasn't one she recognized. Hello?
Hi.
A deep male voice.
Harry Wilson here. I think Trixie mentioned me to you?
Oh, yes. Trixie was a friend of a friend. Or more precisely, a friend of Kitty's, who was one of her best friends. You know her boyfriend, Mike?
He's my business partner, yeah. I hear you have a room for rent?
I do. When Trixie had mentioned she knew someone who might be interested in the room, Sally had been unsure. Yes, she needed the money, but did she need it badly enough to share her space with a guy she didn't know? But only one other person had been interested. And unlike Harry, that man hadn't come with the promise that he was highly unlikely to come into her room in the middle of the night and murder her.
Any chance I can come and see it this morning?
He paused.
Like in half an hour?
Sally glanced down at herself and winced. She knew from Trixie that Harry had been sleeping on Mike's sofa for the last few days, so she could see why everyone was keen for him to find somewhere to live. And as she was pretty desperate to get the room rented, 30 minutes would have to be long enough to get dressed and tidy up the two-bed flat. When she opened the door to him exactly half an hour later, she wasn't ready for him in any sense. Her hair was still wet, and the kitchen still bore the debris from breakfast, but they were nothing compared to her reaction to the sight of him.
Hi.
She had to crane her neck up at an awkward angle to look at him, and she wasn't short by any means. Trixie didn't warn me you were so tall. Or so... Wow, snatched the breath from her good-looking, she added silently. Not pretty good looks, but gruff, rugged, sexy enough to make her toes curl good looks. Though the light grey eyes, framed with dark lashes, were ridiculously pretty. He arched a brow in that cool way some people could pull off.
Is my height gonna be a problem?
Not unless you can't fit in the bed. The bed had been her sister's, and wasn't intended for 6'4" hulking builders. She led him down her hallway to the room at the end, opposite the bathroom. Unlike her ensuite, the bathroom had a shower over the bath. Not ideal for the man behind her. Neither was the decor of the bedroom, she realized belatedly as she pushed open the door. Behind her, she heard a sharp intake of breath and a quietly muttered, Jesus. It used to be my sister's room.
Big fan of pink, I take it.
Amy had been, Sally thought sadly. Or maybe she'd never liked it, just put up with it because Sally loved the colour. You can change it if you want. He nodded and glanced around.
And the bed?
He looked towards the fancy wrought-iron bed, currently sporting a floral duvet.
Can I bring my own?
She tried to imagine him lying there, and had to work hard to suppress a giggle. You don't like the flowers? A pair of amused grey eyes found hers.
Compared to where I'm sleeping at the moment, this is a huge step up.
But then his shoulders seemed to drop a little.
But yeah, I'd rather sleep in something bigger, and less likely to give me hay fever.
Funny or sarcastic? She wasn't quite sure how to take that. I guess I can put that one in storage. Trixie said this is just for a few months?
Hopefully.
He glanced sideways at her.
No offence.
Short term works for me. My sister might want it back, and besides, I'm not sure how I'll get on living with someone else. He huffed out a breath.
I'm tidy, if that's what you mean. Plus, I work long hours, so I'll not be in your way too much.
Do you want to see the rest of the place? She walked back up the hallway and into the kitchen. It was a pretty good size, which was one of the reasons she
Sample complete. Ready to continue?